Hello and welcome, my name is Bunty, and in this short video I'm going to show you a little route around Bastian where you can farm the Laestrite and also this ore up here, which I forget the name, Solenium Ore. So I'll show you where I am on the map at the moment. So I'm like level 52, I'm really only just started into Shadowlands, and so I'm at this fly point here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you on the map first of all, so if you don't want to watch the route and you just want to see where I'm going to go, you can just obviously pause the video and just disappear. So we're going to go from this flight path up here, up this sort of ramp up here. We're going to hook a left, and then what we're going to do is basically follow it down here, around this area, around this, across this lake, and then we're going to do a loop around here, another loop around there, and then come back to this point now. So really, I'll just show you again in case you don't want to watch the rest of the video. Is effectively we're going to do a loop around this part, up here, follow this curve around here, down here, round here, and around there. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you that in a second for those who want to watch me actually do the route, so you can see, and I'll talk about some of the issues with the route as you go along. Now in terms of how much you're going to look to pick up, I picked up, when I did this first thing this morning, around about 60 Laestrite ore, about 20 or 30 of the Solenium ore, as well as some of the stones, and there's another ore as well, the blue ore, which I sell because I'm a jewel crafter. So you do get quite a bit of ore, and each loop takes me about 6 or 7 minutes. So if anyone actually wants to see the loop, let's go to the start point. So again, you just leave the flight path, up this ramp up here, you hook a left here, and then you hook a right here. Now, why this is a really good, useful mining route is you haven't got to be particularly far into your Shadowlands campaign to actually go and do this. In fact, you just got to reach Bastian, and then you can just get involved. Now, the ground around here can be a little bit treacherous, so just be mindful of the fact that sometimes some of the drops, you know, I've certainly died at least once falling down off one of the ledges. So just be mindful of that. Okay, so we're nearly at the start point now. Now you might see, I've got Gathermate up here, you'll see some ore nodes potentially spawning up there. I can't get them yet, we'll go and get that up towards the end of the route. Okay, so we're kind of near the beginning now. So you've got this small little pond down here where you've got some turtles. Now you sometimes see some ore around here as well. So if you do the loop and you're finishing off the loop, feel free to come down and just check this out. So anyway, let's go and start. So I consider this really like, kind of like the start point. So the first ore we can see is up there. We'll grab that later on. In fact, no, we'll go and grab it now as it's here, and it might spawn something else. Now I'm starting in my bag with no Laestrite ore, and I have got 10 Solenium ore. So we've got to just take 10 Solenium ore from the total, which I got. And we're starting at 523. See how long it takes. Now my mining skill is maximum, I think it's 150. So I will be, I dare say, getting the most amount of ore per node as possible. So you get some on both sides of this, and then when you come into this little water area here, there's quite a few nodes which can spawn. You can see at the moment I've got 2 spawning here. So we're going to grab this first one. But make sure you kind of get, you know, push yourself into this bit, because some of the nodes do spawn just on this hook over here as well. Now I've been farming this mainly on my laptops, which is why it's not showing all the nodes on this Gathermate. Okay, so this next stretch I've never seen any nodes around this bit, so I'll show you where we are on the map now. We're just in this bit here, so we're going to hook this around. I've not seen any nodes, and also at this stage of doing the loop, there is no sort of mobs or anything you need to worry about. This is all fairly clear. So you then head up here, which is just up in this area here, and then what we're going to do is then we're going to hook a left through this little lake and up this bit here. Now this area up here, we are going to start seeing a few mobs, and they're like the Vulpine fox sort of mobs. So if you stay left up here, you can kind of avoid some of these. Some of the time, sometimes you're just unlucky and you know, attract one of their attention. Now the ore, you can see there's some ore spawns up there. That's the one. This mob here is sometimes can grab you. Jump up on top of this. All these little foxes are asleep, so you can go and grab this one here. The only thing you've got to worry about is just in case that one who was walking around comes back and sees you. So we'll mount up. Now there's a few which spawn around this point. There's a few up here as well. So again, just be careful, you don't just run off a cliff here. Then we're going to hook down this way. Now you sometimes get some more up on this ledge up here, and you do get ore up here. So we're going to come up there in a second. So what we're going to do on this area here is we're going to basically do a big loop, come back upon ourselves, and then we're going to come back up there and then do another loop back around here. So this is the start effectively of the first of these sort of loops. Again, follow the edge, don't get too close to the edge. Let's grab that one. See that one's up. See that one up there? We can't reach out that one yet. We're going to get that on the second loop. Now again, there are some mobs in this area as well. I believe there's some more of those vulpines just under these trees. So again, try and avoid them if possible. Try and stay reasonably close to the edge. When you get to this point, keep the vulpines on your right hand side and then push on. Now you're going to start seeing a different type of mob up here. Now these are there's some birds up here. I'm going to grab this ore. Now there are some ore which spawn over this point here. Now, the chances are, when you do that, you are going to attract attention of these silver wing hunters up there. So you might have to kill some of them, especially if the ore spawns in that point. You then go around the loop up here. Again, ore spawns around this bit. There's another one of these hostile mobs. At this point here, just jump down. Now, I've never seen any ore against this ridge there. I'll show you where we are on the map again, which is just there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hook back around again to finish this little loop off. You can see there's some ore up there. We're going to grab that in a second. Now there are some foxes down here again, so just try and stick to the left, unless you want to try and kill them. Again, show you where we're on the map. So we're now finishing that first loop off, and we're going to come back around here. Now we know there's at least two ore nodes up there because we've seen them flagged up, but we can't get them. Now again, when you come down here, there might be some more spawn up on this ledge. Again, my gathermate's not quite showing it, so just keep an eye out for that. Then you're going to hook around here, and then up this slope up here. Okay, so here's the first one. Just hidden in this little crevice there. Let's grab that. Okay, so that's the other ore, the lithium ore. As a dual crafter, I just don't use it, so I sell that. Currently on my server, it's going for 280 gold, so it's a nice little bonus. Now you do get some nodes up on this area here as well, so try and stay quite close to the edge without falling off. There's some more up here. We've got 13 from that node, which is very good. Now again, just in terms of prices, while I'm running along, at the moment on my server, which is a full pop or high pop US server, Dalaran, the Laestrite ore is roughly 49 to 50 gold, and the Selenium ore is roughly about 69 to 70 gold. Now I'm recording this 2 or 3 days after the release of Shadowlands, so clearly the prices, but if you watch this, the prices may have come down quite drastically. But it is, I find, a very efficient little loop to grab some of this ore. Now there are a couple of little hostile mobs in here as well, some more of those foxes. Again, I'll just show you where we are and what we've done. So we now come around here, we've done this loop, and then we're now coming back around this side, and we're going to drop down here. Now when you get to this point, just kind of stand in the middle sometimes, because you do get some ore spawn over here on this piece, and sometimes, in fact there's one there. See what I mean? That one up there? And sometimes you can miss it because you stick in to the left hand side when you're on the top there. So let's find where that is. And there it is up here. Again, I've seen this on my laptop. I'm using the desktop PC at the moment, so it's not, this node isn't shown on Gathermate. Okay, so that's that one grabbed. So back on the route. Now, just be careful. If you see any of the ore nodes spawn just below this ridge, that's actually steeper than it looks. So don't make the mistake I've done of deciding to jump down this. But when you come down this bit, again, there's no hostile mobs. Hook a little bit to the right in case there's any sort of nodes around this area. We can see one down there, so let's go and grab that. And here we be. And this is another Laestrite deposit. Let's get within range. And there we go. So that's took me somewhere around 6 to 7 minutes, and that's stopping, checking the map, showing and obviously talking through how much did we actually get in that 6 to 7 minutes. So we got 50 Laestrite, we got 9 of this porous stone, we got 3 of this lithium ore. We didn't get any of the other stone, which can sometimes spawn. You can get that as well. And then in terms of the selenium ore, we started off, I believe, with 10, so we got 25. So again, in summary, 50 Laestrite, 25 selenium ore, 9 of this porous stone, 3 of this lithium ore, and I would say on average that's pretty much what you're going to get. Now in terms of the actual nodes themselves, they do spawn fairly quickly. I do find if you run this say 5 or 6 times in a row, you might start seeing a few less nodes pop up. But if you run this say 2 or 3 times, then maybe go for a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, come back and do it again, you're always going to find nodes which are spawning, which is really, really good. And you know, I'm now level 52, and I've put on pretty much a level and a half just by finding this little area here and running around. So that's it in summary. It's a really good place if you want to do any mining, look to sell the ore, or if you're a jewel crafter like me, and then just basically looking to grab the ore and then prospect it into the gems and boost your jewel crafting bits and pieces. And as you can see here, we haven't seen one person around this little stretch, so it's been fairly clear. It's nice tucked away. There's a couple of mobs that you really need to deal with around sort of the northern side up here, but other than that it's fairly clear. And if you're starting off on Shadowlands and you just arrived in Bastian, you're like level 50, 51, and you want to try and make a quick buck, crack on and go and do this. My mining is maxed out purely by just running this loop over and over again the last sort of 24 hours. So thanks for watching, hope you found it useful, and goodbye.